I make the most lame jokes ever. So I want to welcome you to Dare to Dream. Can everyone see this? Yes, awesome. Okay, cool. So basically, I wanted to really challenge this idea about dreaming. Something I've been sensing in my heart actually since the summer was there is this season right now that's being released where muzzles are coming off of voices. And if you're like, how do you know that? It's just a sense. It's kind of like this feeling in my gut that I just feel like whatever has been broken in the last 10 years over your life, whatever has felt like a wilderness for you, I feel that it's time for muzzles to come off. And where I'm really gifted and where I'm really good is helping people unmuzzle in a safe place. And so I want you to dare to think about dreaming for 2021. Now, this right here is a mantra that I wrote on holidays with my family before I even launched anything. I'm going to read it to you. Just you're muted, everyone. I can hear lots of background noise. If you don't mind just taking a moment to mute, that would be great. But let me read this over you. I am brave. I will use my voice even when it shakes. My story is powerful. It has the power to shift culture. When I wake up, the devil shakes. I am an overcomer. I will no longer make myself small just to fit. I see opportunities where others see obstacles. I am counterculture. I invite others to be brave with me. I celebrate their wins without jealousy or comparison, and I overcome opposition with grace. I dream. I loosen the shackles of fear to step into the unknown. I invade the impossible with curiosity and joy because I know who I am. And when I wrote this, this was my heart that every person that would come through any one of my master classes would feel this by the end. So I'm Connie. This is my boyfriend. No, I'm just kidding. Recognize him. I'm a mom. I'm the Brave Tribe owner. And I shared a little bit about how I met Tony Robbins in my last information session. It's kind of interesting. I won a speaking competition. I was picked out of 500 speakers to go and sit in the front row in Toronto, meet Tony Robbins. It was quite the honor. That's a really embellished story I have to tell you another time. But all I can tell you is that the man is he's gold, and he really does carry a compassionate heart. So I want to let you know that this dreaming, this idea of having something inside of you to give other people is for you. If you feel like your voice is shaking, but you have something to say, you know your story can have an impact on someone else, and you've been wanting to speak, but you just don't know where. That's tonight is for you if you fit one of these three. And if you don't, well, enjoy the presentation. So I want to give you 3 secrets. I promised you that I would give you 3 secrets to dreaming in a pandemic, because right now, friends, it is no time to retreat. In fact, anytime there's crisis, heroes rise up, chiefs rise up, innovators rise up. The creatives take the front lines and they shift things for other people so that they can make it across the finish line. And I am just going to make a wild guess and say that you are probably one of those shifters. You are probably one of those creators. You are one of those craftsmen who has something in your hand, something in your heart that you can speak out and put hope in the airways and bring life to dead places. I bet you're one of those, or you wouldn't have signed up for this. And so one of the secrets to becoming one of those people on those front lines, sharing with the world a culture shifting message, being an influence, dreaming, is to do it in tribe. I have worked in community for over 20 years. And some of you, I've shared some really deep conversation about what great community is and what great community is not. And one of the passions that I have is while we create platform, while we create opportunity, that we do it together. I have never been in a place in my life where I have done anything without somebody else journeying alongside of me. There's something about doing things together. And I wouldn't mind just for a moment, just asking anyone who did the Brave Influencer or the Brave Speakers class. I'm wondering if there's anyone who felt this tribe feel. If you could speak to how um, community impacted your journey with the Brave Speakers Masterclass, I would love to hear from you. Go for it.
Hey, Connie. Hi, everyone. Yeah, so for me, I would say my message was about reclaiming my voice, actually, that I found in the wilderness through a real dry season in my life. And what this community did for me is I know that that was sort of like a way to mark and a way to stake. Reclaiming my voice was to vocalize it to a safe community. So with Connie and the Brave Tribe, I was able to do that. I was able to craft the message in a way that was clear, that I could be proud of. I'm not necessarily going to be sharing that message ever again, but I needed to reclaim my voice back so I can empower and equip others to do the same. So that's what it did for me.
Awesome, Sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to speak to the community aspect of the course that took the course?
I think it was where it happened to my, oh, sorry. I think what happened was it was very, people say, oh, it's really supportive, but it really was. Like, everybody wanted everybody to do well. And there was lots of really positive feedback, and it was lots of like encouraging. And there was lots of encouraging going on behind the scenes. And because, you know, it's kind of like walking through someone's living room naked, you know, telling your story. So what I liked was that the people, it wasn't just words. They actually wanted you to do well. They actually wanted to see you succeed. That's my thoughts.
Well, that's awesome to hear, Sally. I'm so happy to hear that. And it's true. That was beautiful. That whole I celebrate others' wins without jealousy or comparison really was felt. It was beautiful.
Hey, Connie, I'd love to say something. It's Michelle. Hi. If any of you have taken an online course, there's a big difference between doing a recorded online course and a live online course. And that's what I wanted to say about the community is when you're doing an online course, you're by yourself and you're the only one motivating yourself. But every week I knew Connie was going to be there waiting for me along with all my classmates and that they would be doing the homework. So I darn well better be doing my homework too. So I felt like sometimes if I don't have that pressure, I let things slide. And because I had those people waiting and I was excited and I didn't want to let the teacher down and myself too, right? Because it's an investment in yourself as well, that I got everything done every week. And sometimes it was in the nick of time and sometimes it was earlier, but I just achieved so much progress than I would have if I had just watched a recording and then been like, it's a nice idea, but I'm not actually going to do it.
Right. That's so true. Yeah, we level up in tribe because now we're not off the hook. Like, for example, me in fitness, like I do so much better in a fitness class. You know, I'm going to reach my goals in a fitness class, whereas at home I'm like, 3 reps, that was good. Yeah, you know, it's so true. The whole idea of tribe is really, really powerful. You know, I think about this when I used to teach dance in schools. That was my job for 20 years, and just recently came out of that, and I'm in a new season. But I'll never forget this kid named John who was bullied and quiet, and he just had so many things that were hindering him. And he asked me, I used to teach in a circle and kids would go into the middle of the circle to dance. And he said, Connie, please don't make me go into the middle of the circle. I have anxiety. I just, that's the last place I want to be. And I remember saying, of course, that's totally fine. And I don't know what happened that day, but there was such a vibe on the outside of that circle. Kids were supportive of one another. The feeling that Sally was talking about was there. And into the circle came John out of the blue. and flailing his arms, just free. And I asked him afterwards, I said, John, what happened? And he said, I don't know. I just felt so free. And I thought to myself, that's what tribe does. That's what community does. It makes us feel free. And the reason why we're all here right now, and the reason why I've gone through one round of this masterclass, is because someone in the summer brought me aside. I was delivering my books to homes, and she said, Connie, I would really love it if you would teach me how you're brave. And I had to think about that. I had to think, where does my bravery come from? And this is what I came up with. I'm not brave on my own. I'm brave because I have a tribe. And where I haven't found a safe tribe for myself, I've created it. So that is the first secret. Secret number 2 to dreaming is to know who you are. Those of you who've been to my class, if you've heard me speak anywhere, you know that this right here, if you don't know who you are, then you don't know what's inside. You don't know what to bring. I mean, for me, the question that I ask all the time is, what has risen out of the ashes of your life? Especially as I feel right now, the last 10 years, the last decade, what brokenness have you been through? What wilderness have you experienced? That's where you dream from the dirt. And that's what people want to hear. People want to hear what rose inside of you, what resolved, because we don't find out who we are necessarily always in successful moments. We find out who we are forged in fire. When the chaff has been burned off and all we have left is our little white flag of surrender, that's when we find out who we really are. And what has risen out of the ashes of my life is bravery, compassion for people, perseverance, and an ignition, wanting to ignite people in safe places. And so this is something that is crucial. If you want to dream in 2021, it's not about having the right skills. It's about knowing who you are and being rooted and grounded in that. And I'm wondering if anyone from the masterclass would like to share about maybe something that you learned about yourself through the masterclass and this particular part of our journey, because it's a big part of our journey.
Hey, Connie, it's Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
So I think for me, one of the biggest pieces about it, because I've always been a lone wolf, in leadership positions, you sometimes get into that space and, people are working around you and you're helping to support them. But I think with this particular class, I think what it did for me is it brought out that space of real vulnerability and safety at the same time. So I had to step way, way out of my comfort zone, not so much with the speaking piece, because, I do that for a living. But the piece about sharing from a scary dude place in my background. And although my 3-minute was a little departure from that, I think my introduction and bio speak to, what I've been through in my life. And that combination of being able to share that with really, truly virtual strangers, and being accepted and being held and held up to doing really outstanding things. And certainly with your support, I think that has been huge in this particular class.
Well, that's great to hear, Elizabeth. Great to hear. Anyone else?
Sure, this is Kristen. I really came face to face with myself and my resistance and my squirminess when it comes to structure and planning and organizing something. I'm really good off the top of my head, but if you want to pin me down on something, I'm like, no, let's not do that. And so I really was able to work through some of that. Maybe not all of it, but some of it.
It's a great start, Kristen. Great start. Yeah. Love it. Love it. One more.
Connie, I dragged up all kinds of stuff from recent to childhood, from 3 and beyond, sort of kind of thing. And it was a safe place to be able to do that. Some of the stuff that I was able to drag up safely with everybody around. Sorry, the dog decided to help out. at one point, because with everything going on with COVID, I'm still on the phone regularly with my therapist and that kind of stuff. And I said to him, I'm like, I don't even know where Connie is going with this process, because I can't see. And part of my control freak nature is not knowing what the next step is, which takes me out of my comfort zone. And so that was really uncomfortable for me. So I don't know how these pieces are fitting together. And he kind of went, so you're uncomfortable and now you don't know where you're going. And are you staying with this? And I went, yeah. And he went, then you just keep going with it. And so trusting that process and stuff that you have there, even when you can't see what the end is, was something that was like I said, really outside my comfort zone, and yet really fantastic to be able to do in a safe, wonderful place with great people.
And did it all turn out okay, Audrey?
Yes, it has been really fantastic. So I have a whole book ready to go worth of notes of things that needed to be dragged out. So, we'll go with that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so good. Well, and one of the reasons why, we focus on who you are. Now, some of you are like, whoa, like I don't want a therapy session. I want to learn how to speak. I want to learn how to get my message out. But one of my deep convictions is that right now in our world, everybody, the temptation is to look good without being good. The temptation is to have influence without having any depth of character or capacity. And so that's something that we cover in the course, because your inner world plus your outer world equals your influence. It's not just having the right outward self. It has to come from inside. Your story comes from the depths of who you are. And that's why it has weight. And that's why it gives life. And that's why it moves people not to information, but transformation. Nobody cares about your information anymore. People want to know what's the real deal, what's the transformation. And that's what our world actually deserves right now too, which is why we focus on this. And then the last secret to dreaming is to literally make a plan. I can't tell you how many people I meet year after year throughout my 20 years of resilience work, and they're the same person year after year, or they look back and they're like, man, and I wanted to write a book this year, but I never did. I just never got around to it. Or I wanted to form my speech. I wanted to get clear on my message, but they've never done it because they haven't made a plan. And like Michelle said, there's nothing like being in a tribe of people to make you work the plan. Because now we're accountable. You're motivated by other people moving forward when they post how they're doing in their process. It inspires you. And so that's one of the greatest things with moving forward. If you're going to be unmuzzled this year, if you're going to move into a place where you bring transformation to other people, then there needs to be intentionality placed around that. There needs to be a plan. There needs to be movement forward, because things don't just happen. Culture gets shifted by somebody waking up on the inside saying, they're saying there's a mental health tsunami coming from COVID, and there's going to be wave after wave. Well, I don't know about you, friends, but I put my stake in the ground and I say, not on my watch, not in my world, not okay with me. And I don't just sit there and say, I'm going to do something about it. No, I make a plan and I make it happen. And same thing with you. It's not about intentions. It's about action. And this year, I just want to speak over your life that this is a year of action for you. This is actually a year where dreams inside your heart that have been there, that have laid dormant, that have been sitting there, they're going to come to life, because there's something being activated right now. There's something being activated in people. And I can't explain it. But all I know is that people are becoming awake to the dreams in their hearts, knowing that if they don't step up, if I don't step up today, if I don't make a plan to do this for you, then are you going to be able to step up? Maybe. I don't put it all on me, But I do know that there's something about, if I don't wake up today, somebody else may not either. And I have a responsibility with the gifts that I've been given, that I've been stewarded with. I have them as like a little seed, and I need to plant them in the ground, and I need to take care of them, and I need to water them. And so same thing with you. Somebody will wake up tomorrow because you decided to make a plan. Somebody's marriage is going to make it because you decided to make a plan. Somebody is going to have a breakthrough in their personal life, in their mindset, in their heart, in their soul, because you decided to make a plan. And so this becomes really important. And so I'm wondering if I could hear from just one more round of the masterclass speakers, of somebody who was like, I signed up, and like, that's all I had. And now I have this intentional plan. I'm wondering if anyone could speak to that.
I can speak to that. Hi. I didn't even know Connie sent this thing, and it's a 5-day thing, and I'm like, oh, all right. And God kind of poked my heart, and he's like, do this. I'm like, I like Connie. Sure, it's gonna be all right. Did my 5-day thing, and I'm like, I have a lot of stories. I have no filter. Oh my goodness. Oh, people want to hear what I have to say. I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure people don't want to listen to my stories. And just this revelation that, well, maybe my stories haven't been honed in and focused. Maybe I'm not telling my story to the right people. Maybe there should be some intentionality in this, rather than just this yammering hodgepodge tsunami of stuff dumping on people's heads. And so I got to filter that, have a cohesive story, figure out, why am I speaking? Why is my message important? And why would somebody want to listen to me? Because I'm a great educator. I can educate people. Absolutely. Technical stuff, done. You want to make a plan? I am your lady. I will get a plan for your finances. We will get you sorted out. We will get you on the track. We will maintain that. Not a problem. Speak to your heart about something personal. All right, I guess I can listen. And now I have a plan. I have a message. I have a cohesive idea to go forward. And I'm realizing that it's important, because I needed to know who I was speaking to, so I could make sure my story was relevant, so it had value.
And what a breakthrough you had, Colleen. It was amazing. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'll jump in. This is Emily. So similarly to Colleen, like I kind of was sitting in the corner. I knew Connie, and I thought, okay, sure. It feels like there's a message I probably have. I've got some stories. I don't know what they really are. And I went from not knowing my message and not knowing that I had something that could help others, all the way to quitting my job in corporate Calgary and deciding to finally follow my dream and move into the mental health field. And now, part of my plan following all of this is I'm volunteering in with a few organizations in the mental health space, and I'm now working to launch a Facebook page, and I'm going to follow Connie on this, next course that she's going to do. And basically, she's planted this seed, and this tribe has really nurtured this seed, and I didn't even know what it could grow from it. And it's just flourishing, and I'm really looking forward to, what it's going to become. So I have nothing but amazing things to say about this whole group and Connie.
And that is pretty remarkable. Can I just say that results are not typical right now? You're not going to quit your job, maybe. You're not going to, Emily has just been ignited. And I think that it's not because of Brave Tribe. It's because it was just time in her life. And I feel like, the right things come to you at the right time. I feel like that's what it's been for you, Emily. And we just happened to align at this moment where this was probably going to happen, and it just made it maybe a little bit easier knowing that you were going to be supported and held through it. So we're so proud of you. Bold moves, bold moves. I love it. Anyone else before I go on? I guess, how do you follow that, right? It's yeah, okay, quit your job, make a plan, decide to yeah, okay. So I want to share with you the plan that I have. Now, the plan that I have for 2021, it's about serving people. It's about igniting. And again, like some of you are like, I just want to learn how to speak. We're going to do that. We are going to do that. But what I appreciate about what everybody shared so far is that the way we learn how to speak, if we're not connected here first, it shows up. I mean, how many of you have ever listened to somebody so impersonal on a YouTube or on a stage, and you're like, I don't even feel connected to that person. It's so important to have connection as a goal, connection here with myself, connection with people on the outside. And so that's why this is so important, and it makes a really great speaker. So I want to share with you my vision for 2021. Okay. I have a Brave Speakers 8-week masterclass. Okay. So in this class, and this is what everyone here just went through. Okay. This is where we learn the 8 foundations of influence that no one's talking about. We talk about deep rooted stuff. And I came up with this based on what I'm not seeing out there that's been formed in me in the wilderness. Because guys, I didn't find my voice on a stage. I found my voice in the wilderness. And then when I got on a stage, I was quite comfy there because it wasn't about performance at that point. Want to teach you how to craft your signature talk. Now, I will say that we focus mostly on the 3 minutes, but if you can do a 3-minute talk, we do talk about a skeleton of how to increase that to 20 minutes and an hour. And just a teaser, guys, in 2021, and I'm just putting this out there, we're going to be creating an inner circle program that's going to allow people to create 20-minute, 1-hour messages. And as soon as COVID's off the grid, we're going on to stages, and I cannot wait. I am dreaming big for you. I want to teach you how to find platforms to speak on, how to price yourself. So we do go through how to price yourself, how to find these platforms, and I'm learning more about this. So even second time round will be even better. We talk about how to navigate social media. We talk about how to find your audience, which is crucial. And then we talk about how to overcome opposition, because guys, not everyone is thrilled when you start entering into the things that you want to do in your life. And then as a bonus, there's going to be all of January. Anyone who signs up is going to get a chance to go through how to write an inspirational book in 30 days. And it's going to happen. I've already written the calendar. It's little task after little task for 30 full days. And when you're done that 30 days, you will have a book, and you will have emailed some editors, and you will have had a publishing plan. We also do group coaching once a week. So like Michelle said, it's not an online course. Like, we do this together. And we have a private Facebook group, which has been so supportive, because this is where you get your feedback. Now, this value, the reason why I bring up value, it's because a lot of times, especially if you've come from kind of a nonprofit mindset, I want to tell you that there's a lot of value in this, and it's worth $13,000. Now, thank God I'm not charging that, because I could never charge that. Okay. So $13,000 is what it's worth, but what I charge is $997. Okay. That I feel good about that price. I feel like that's very healthy. I think that is a well stewarded amount of money. And of course there's a payment plan, because times are tough. And so basically a payment plan would be now, it would be maybe the end of December and the middle of January. Okay. We also have a Brave Influencers 8-week masterclass. Okay. So the Brave Speakers, I actually think that is the place to start. After going through it, I'm doing the Brave Influencers right now with a small group. And I really feel that the Brave Speakers gives you a real good understanding of what the influencers class will do for you. But this is what it is, okay? This is if you were born to influence, but you're not sure how to. You're shaking in your boots, but you're tired of living small and you want to impact others. And you don't know how to increase your influence. This is my belief right here. When you rise, other people can too. And so I have help with this one. You heard from Michelle. Michelle is a part of our teaching team for this, and she is excellent. She is the one who makes me dream. she's the one who takes the blinders off my eyes and goes, hey, have you thought about this? And so in the course, she is there. Right now, she's working a lot with funnels and websites. There is a art to this. Actually, maybe Michelle, could you just speak to why finding the right funnels, finding the right website presence is important to get the audience that you're called to reach to you?
Absolutely. So when you are reaching out to your audience, we're all gifted in different ways to reach out. Some of us are awesome at Instagram. Other people are great on Facebook. Other people are great with warm social skills or using advertising. But whatever that is, you need to draw them to a certain landing page. But the type of landing page really matters. When you're hitting a website, it's a choose your own adventure. You get to pick any page, about me, blog number 1, blog number 200, right? The list goes on. And websites are great for that, but a funnel gives your client a direct choice. So when you're attracting someone to you, if you give someone 50 choices, they're going to get confused. They won't know what they want. But if you give someone 2 choices, yes or no, all they have to do is answer you yes or no. So if someone says yes, they're going to continue the journey with you in the funnel. If they say no, they choose to leave the funnel, and then they're not going to continue with you. But they weren't a serious lead anyways. But every time you give someone that choice to say yes to you, it brings them closer towards connecting with you as their end resource and solution, whatever it is that you're offering, right? Be it your message, a class, a product.
And Michelle is excellent at discovering these funnels and figuring out how to do this. And in fact, she helps me all the time. So she comes highly recommended by me. So she's a part of our team for this. And then Shar, we realize that some people don't necessarily want to share their message through their voice. And Shar has this amazing gift of storytelling through pictures and video. In fact, last night, Shar and I were giddy as all get out at the Glenmore Reservoir, taking pictures that are going to tell a story about finding bravery in the wilderness. And she's excellent at this. And so Shar, maybe could you just share a little bit about what you teach in the Brave Influencers class? If she's there, maybe she's not there. Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me? Okay. Actually, yeah, so I focus on visuals, media, and I want to engage and encourage people. Understanding the know yourself is really important in order to show yourself on your various platforms, and to be really intentional about the photos and the videos that you choose to put forward, that it's in direct alignment with your purpose and your message and your values, that it speaks so clearly that if there was no content, if there's nothing written, which will probably never be the case, but if there wasn't, what would that photo say? So we talk about composition and how to create a photo with impact, but it starts with knowing your values and your purpose and your mission.
And I have to say, we've been doing this class this week and in the last few weeks with both Shar and Michelle. And can I just say that, they're a hit. They're a hit. I could just move right over. So this masterclass is going to show you, okay, so it's a little different. We really talk about those values and being secure. We talk about how to use social media. So the other thing that Michelle is also very good at is Facebook ads, figuring out Instagram, Facebook ads, reaching cold audiences, building email lists, those types of things, creating a course around your message so that you can gain money while you're sleeping. Now, I know some of you don't care about money, but I don't know. I think you need to. That's just my personal opinion. Creating a community around your message that could bring monthly revenue. There's a way to build community that allows you to win and others to win too. And funnels and website hacks and visuals for maximum impact. So, and then the same bonuses with this one, just because we love to journey together, writing that inspirational book in 30 days, group coaching. It's going to be the same, but it's a different class. And then of course, a different private Facebook group for support. This one has more value because this one is taking your message now and teaching you how to get it out there. So it is more of a value. But guess what? I don't care if it's more, I'm still charging the same thing. And again, same thing, there's always a payment plan. Okay? So what if you want to do both? Well, I got a bundle deal. If you want to do the Brave speakers and the Brave influencers, I've cut a few $100s off of that to make it $1,700. Okay? But wait, that's hilarious. I want you to think about this for a minute. I want you to think about you looking back. You know, this time next year, you're looking back, and what if you've already written a book around your message? What if you have found speaking gigs? You're sharing your message. You've built an email list. Because if social media crashed tomorrow, guess what? You don't own your Facebook followers, but you own your email list. What if you've created a membership program? You're bringing in monthly revenue, but you're also creating community around that message. What if you've already established a social media plan and it's growing and it's having an impact? What if you've actually created an online course? What if you've launched a blog, a podcast, or a YouTube channel? And what if you've created online events? Okay, all in 1 year. Most people look back, they're like, oh, I wish I would have written a book. No, not you. What if you did all of those things? I literally have made it so that you will. Okay, now I've written out, this is how much that would cost. Like, this is how much it costs to teach you all of that stuff. It costs money. It's worth $24,000. Guess what? Okay, here's the thing. One action step at a time. It's $45 a month to have all of that, to be able to produce all of that. Okay, so to build your dream in 1 year, let's say with the Brave speakers, Brave influencers, and this monthly membership, guess what? $21.95. Can I ask you, is your dream worth $21.95? $2,000. You know, a lot of people spend $2,000 on fast food over a couple of months. Some people spend it on other things. Some people spend that on Christmas. What if this Christmas was different? What if you actually spent it on your dreams? And again, like, this is the course of the entire year. This is what it's going to cost for the entire year for you to have the Brave Speakers Masterclass, the Brave Influencers Masterclass, and monthly membership, where every month we do a different activity. We work on the book. We work on the online course. We work on the online presence. We work on all of these things. That's crazy. And of course, there's a payment plan. Okay. Now, maybe some of you are like, wow, I would really love to do that. One of the things that I really value in anything that I ever do is making things affordable. There's some of you that are like, that in my wildest dreams could afford $2,000. Some of you are like, with some good budgeting, I would like to challenge you with some good budgeting and maybe giving up Starbucks for a little while, you could afford this. But maybe some of you are in dire straits. Well, I'm offering the membership for $29 a month only until December 25th. Now, I'm going to be really honest with you, okay? The monthly membership program is going to be okay. With the master classes, you will actually get more out of it, but at least you could start. Because here's the thing, most people don't accomplish their dreams because they're just not starting. They're like, I'll do that tomorrow. Guys, don't do it tomorrow. I want to just share with you this really beautiful quote that one of the girls wrote. I'll let you read it. It really blessed my heart. But again, like, I value so much the people who took that first step with me. These are people who had no one to say, oh, I did this. No one was there to say, oh, this was a great experience when they signed up. They did this purely on faith. And to hear them be able to genuinely say that, oh no, I loved it. And honestly, I didn't ask any of them to show up tonight, and they showed up. guys, you showed up because you got something out of it. That means so much to me. So friends, it's time. I dare you to dream. I dare you to dream in this season where most people are freaking out. And I'm just curious, whether you join this course or not, whether you do this with me or not, who's ready to dream? Put yes in the chat. If that's you, I want you to put yes. And I don't care if it's with me. Just make that statement. Make the statement. Say, put your stake in the ground right now and say, today I am going to dream. When other people are retreating, when other people are choosing fear, when other people are deciding to just bury their heads in the ground, no, not me. I'm gonna rise this year so that other people can rise. Yes, yes, come on. That's what I'm talking about. So I'm super excited. I'm excited that you are ignited. I'm excited. Yes, I love it, guys. I love seeing this. I love seeing your comments. That's wonderful. Yes, imagine what you could do. If you've been learning to dream in 2020, then imagine what 2021 can look like. Powerful stuff. What I want to do is I'm going to post some of these Eventbrite links. Now, I have to get more cash flow in my business before I can do all these lovely ClickFunnels that Michelle's talking about. But for now, I've got Eventbrite. I'm being a good steward with my money. So right here, what you'll see is you'll see an Eventbrite link to the Brave speakers. If you just want that, there it is. If you just want Brave influencers, okay, there it is. If you want the bundle of $1,700 for both, there it is. Or if you want the membership for $29 a month, there it is. Like I said, though, all of those things together will cost you $2,195 for the entire year. Now, if you want a payment plan, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to email me, because what we have to do is we have to set that up one-on-one. And you have until Christmas. There's a lot of time. And normally I don't like to give time. I like people to make decisions. But this, it's been a hard year financially for a lot of people. And I want to honor the fact that, you might have come through a really rough year. But I would say that if you know in your heart, if something burned in your heart tonight, if you felt something, if you felt that stirring, don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. Because there's something about taking even the smallest seed that you have. You might not feel like it's much. It's like, man, I don't have much, but I got this. You put that seed in the ground. It's called investment. And you watch that seed turn into a tree. But you don't get a tree by holding on to the seed and wishing it was bigger, wishing it was better, thinking next year I'll plant it. No, that it becomes a tree once you plant it, and every time you delay, it delays. And so I would encourage you to be a good steward of what you have been given for our world. No matter what you end up doing, whether it's with me or not, be a good steward of your gifts and what's inside, because the world desperately needs it. Now I'm curious, does anyone have any questions about anything that I've presented tonight? Any clarifications that you need? You could write it in the chat, or you could turn your mic on. What's the bundle? So the bundle is the Brave Speakers Masterclass, 8 weeks, and the Brave Influencers Masterclass, 8 weeks. So normally they're both $997, but you can get them in that bundle for $1,700. What does the program look like? Yes, we do a weekly Zoom. So in this particular case, we had so many people. We had 25 people sign up for the Brave Speakers Masterclass. And so what we did was we had a Wednesday night group, and it's an hour every week, and we had a Friday morning group, and it was an hour. And in each hour, I do some teaching. We got to practice speaking our messages, and there was always a homework activity that we would post on our Facebook group, speeches, getting feedback from one another. It was almost like we were in the room together for an entire week at a time. It was a beautiful thing because you could post your speech at any time. and people could post feedback at any time. So it worked out really well. Any other questions?
Hey, Connie. So, hi, I'm super excited, very inspired about all of this. I'm just wondering if I'm a part of the Brave Parents already, what does it look like to, I'm afraid that I'm going to bite off too much that I can chew. But I am like, when you asked, is my dream worth $21.95? I'm just like, oh, hell yeah, it is. Like that's so easy. It seems like it just, I don't know. But I'm also a bit hesitant because I've got two littles and there's a lot going on. But I need to dream. Like, this is me coming alive for me. And if I don't, then when will it happen? I feel, I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling, but what are your thoughts on that?
For sure. Well, I wonder if someone from the Brave Parent Institute or someone with kids could answer.
I can answer that, Connie. So I also have a little at home that I homeschool who has some learning stuff. I am one of the coaches for Brave Parent. I did the Brave Speakers. I didn't find them like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed, because I can get overwhelmed for England. Like it's an Olympic sport for me. I get a gold. And I didn't find that finding myself that there was homework to do every week, but it wasn't daunting and crazy. And there's people that got behind and then they just caught up. Like Connie gives you grace, which is good. But I didn't find it overwhelming. And I do have a lot on my plate. In the middle of it, my husband ended up with a major medical issue. He was in the hospital for a week and almost died. And I still did my homework and showed up for class. So it wasn't daunting, I found, because I'm sort of at this place, I can't take on anything else right now. So I get it. How's that, Connie? She didn't pay me to say that either.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
That's perfect, guys. Thank you so much. Very helpful.
And I know, Jennifer, I wonder if you could speak to that, because Jennifer, you started a whole new business. You're a mom. I don't know if you're around your mic, but, and then there was a couple weeks that you fell behind because life just happened and then you caught up. I wonder if you could speak to that.
Yeah, I was actually just unmuting when you called my name. My video's off because I don't even know what day it is, so that's why. But I was definitely overwhelmed with all the things that are going on. I started a new business. I'm actually in the final stages of creating a planner. So like all these things that are happening right now, they all just kind of came at once, and then the kids were off school for a couple of days here and there, and we had it was just a mess. And I went through sort of like a technology, social media, like tornado. So I shut it all down. Like I didn't come to class for 3 weeks. I didn't do anything else. Like I was just focused on working. And Connie messaged me and she was like, are you okay? Are you coming back? We miss you. And so I was, I just told her, I'm like, it's been too much and I just had to step back. And then on my own time, because everything's recorded, you can go back and watch it whenever you want. You can go back and fill it in. So, when you finally, for me, I finally find time and it's like 2 a.m. Okay, now I have time to follow up on my classes. So it was really helpful to have that. And then while people are posting, you can still post at whatever time. You can still react and respond at whatever time you want. And I still was ready for the live event, which I was shocked that I was. But at the end of the day, just like Michelle said, you have to pull it together, and you will, because people are relying on you at that point. So it's definitely been nice to not have the homework this last couple of days. But you can sort of work at your own pace if you can't manage to come to 1 or 2, or like in the beginning, I couldn't make the Friday, so I went to the Wednesday class. Like it's very flexible. So I wouldn't be too worried about the workload. I'm also a mom with 2 little kids, and I'm in the middle of starting a business, and it's all crazy, but definitely worth it. If you're looking at if you're not looking at the money and you're looking at the time, you can hell yeah to the time just like you can to the money. So
I'm going to adopt that slogan. You're like the slogan queen, Jennifer. I love it.
Yeah.
And I really do appreciate how it is it's just grace. Like it is your own pace. And Maria, you're asking if it's possible. How do you do both? what I would really recommend is that you do the Brave Speakers first for 8 weeks if you bought the bundle, and then do the Brave Influencers. So don't do them together at the same time. I mean, unless you're a sucker for punishment and have a lot of free time, I would really give yourself fully to the process of just being able to fully engage with one. And then Jennifer, you're asking here about the Brave Tribe, like what's included. So here is our Brave Tribe membership right here. So this is what it looks like. Every month is a different theme. So for example, you have January. This is where we're going to do the book writing. February is jump-starting our online courses. March is going to focus on funnel development and websites, and then April, building your email list. May is creating events and community around your message. June is messaging to your audience. So maybe you launch a YouTube that month, or a podcast, or a blog. July is getting your Instagram all set up. Facebook is August. September is all about how do you create content that attracts people. There's an art to it. It's called copywriting. I used to think that meant infringement, but it's not. Coaching skills is October. November is setting up your finances. And December is about goal setting. And so all of that is going to be in baby steps, actionable items over the month that make this bite size. Again, a lot of people don't achieve their dreams because they're trying to bite off too much. And Jennifer is an anomaly, right? Like she's taken over the world. But a lot of people try to do something, and then it overwhelms them and they quit. I mean, how many of you would say you've done that? Something got overwhelming and you quit. And that's why I'm like, this has to be bite size. This has to be doable for everyone. So that's
funny.
What's that?
It's funny that you say that I'm an anomaly and I'm the one that had to take a break because I was overwhelmed. Do not do both of them at the same time. That's kind of what happened. Is I was in the 5-day challenge of the influencer thing and in this, and right after that weekend, and then right after the other thing, and it just kind of exploded. So don't do it all at once. Like, just don't even do that. Don't do that to yourself.
Good advice. Good advice. Any other questions before we go? Slow and steady wins the race. It's so true. Is the membership what I just listed off? Yes. So every month is a new focus. Now, again, I just want to make sure, because I know what I would do. I'd think, hey, I'm going to pay $29 a month. I'm going to get in that membership course, right? That sounds good. But like I said, it's kind of like I open up a workshop for you. I give you instructions, but I'm not going to show you the how to make that desk. I'm just going to leave you with the instructions. We're going to do it together. We're going to encourage each other. This is where the master classes become really important, because it's kind of the teaching around it. And again, you get all of it for $2,000 for the year. I mean, that's killer. I would highly recommend making sure you do at least one of the master classes with the membership. But like I said, I would really hate for somebody to miss out just because of money. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Emily, you just signed up for the membership. Okay. Wow, that's exciting. I feel like we should have like a little thing of confetti coming out of the ceiling right now. There you go. Nita has given you some confetti. Yes, Colleen, Audrey is going to be there. That's exciting. Absolutely. I am excited about that. Awesome. Any other questions before we head out, everyone? No? All right. Well then, let me just show you this. I got the Eventbrite links in the chat, but here is a way to keep in touch with me. We have a free Facebook community. I will send you that link. This is my email, my social handle. I just started a podcast, the Brave Podcast, which is all about where did I find my bravery from. I really talk about dreaming from the dirt. And so if you're interested in that, that is something that I just started. But I want to just conclude by saying thank you so much for being here. Andrea just signed up for the membership. Okay, confetti, confetti. And I just want to remind you that always look for opportunities when others see obstacles. Inside of you are solutions to the world's problems, and maybe not to the world, but to the world around you. And that is significant. The ripple effect of you showing up and saying yes, and that is the only thing that you need for qualification. Did you say yes? That is what qualifies you. You say yes, other people are going to be deeply impacted by your just choosing to show up. And so thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight. I'll send you the recording. I'll send you the links, and have a wonderful evening. Thanks again, everyone.